let's go ahead and start off this fucking segment with a brand new profile. Of course, you see, Mr. Wonderful is back in the FC Sneaker Factory with that beautiful light shining bright through the FC Sneaker Factory window. And you see yours truly in front of the camera where you should be at, about to bring you an amazing segment. I mean, you see the thumbnail. I mean, if you can read, thank God for that. But I know I got you beautiful people out there, the fellas and those beautiful ladies. Oh, let me put my hand on the shoes. Oh, that I call my cheerleaders. I'm glad to see you all present, all accounted for, and witnessing greatness in front of you. And yes, it is November 1st. November 1st, we have so much great things to look forward to in this month. But most importantly, one of my favorite holidays, not as much as Halloween, but one of my top holidays when it comes to just an amazing dinner, when it comes to celebrating it with your family members, your loved ones, Thanksgiving. We have that amazing holiday to look forward to. And as we are getting closer and closer upon that, I'll definitely be dropping some shoes to remind us of that Thanksgiving holiday. So right now, hopefully the weather has cooled down because we are in November. And of course, yours truly, Mr. Wonderful, is always looking amazing in front of the camera. But I actually got a date to go to a little bit later. So I have some time to do these profiles. I have some time to just take my time in these profiles because we're going to be diving into the Air Jordan 4. But look at a nice, amazing, light, very brown tee when it comes to CHAVEZ. I'm wearing, of course, not the G-Shock, but the Tag Aqua Racer, the chronograph when it comes to the blue dial, and some nice 7 jeans and that nice light blue denim when it comes to this. I almost actually didn't pick up these pair of jeans because there is like a little hole. I mean, it's meant to be there, but there is a little hole. Not a big fan of holes when it comes to my denim, but that's the only hole when it came to this light blue 7 jeans denim. So I said, you know what, might as well pick it up. So I hope you're doing well out there, you beautiful people. But let's go ahead and knock this one out of the fucking park once again. Sneaker profiles 251. We are talking about the Air Jordan 4 when it comes to my sneaker collection. And you see, oh, look at, I had a little pimple there. That's not good when it comes to Mr. Wonderful. A little bit of blemish. But look at that beautiful hair. Oh, my stylist sure knows how to hook me up. This shirt, I actually haven't had it altered. I'm not sure if I want to, but we'll get into that later on down the road when it comes to these profiles. I'll show you. You can maybe let me know what you think. But let's go ahead and open up the book when it comes to this one. Sneaker Profiles 251. The book is officially open. I am actually staring at that beautiful shoe in the book. But of course, the doors are open for you beautiful people to go ahead and come on in if you're not already in already. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. So let's take a look at the box first. This was a sneaker app pickup from what I remember. But we got the traditional Air Jordan 4 box when it comes to this. The OG colorway when it comes to this. Nothing special regards to like an alternative colorway when it comes to this particular Air Jordan 4. But let's take a look at the box. So this is what happens when you have a ton of boxes sitting on one particular box. But I really love these boxes because they're pretty sturdy, pretty strong. They're not really cheap when it comes to the make of it. So I really like these. But let's take a look at that label because that's what I want you to focus on right there. Air Jordan 4 Retro, white, fire red, black, tech gray. You see that price tag, $200 when it came to this one. And of course, the size 10.5. Let's take a look at the inside of the box in case you don't have this one in your collection. This is a newer Air Jordan 4 colorway, or I should say retro. So I'm hoping you should have had this one in your collection already. But you do got that nice cement print tissue paper. Great touch on that. Not just that standard, white translucent tissue paper. We are looking at a more detailed, more nicely functional tissue paper when it comes to this Air Jordan 4 and when it comes to that particular box, which I really like. I like when they do the little extras when it comes to the shoes in the boxes. Now here we go. Sneaker profiles. 251. We are talking about the Air Jordan 4 Fire Red right here. So let's go back a little bit. So let's ask the question. Well, when did in case you're just a new sneakerhead, I mean, I feel sorry for you, but there are you out there, and let's just ask the question. When did the Air Jordan 4 first originally come out? So the first one came out back in 1989. So of course, Tinker Hatfield was the designer of the Air Jordan 4. Definitely gave you that flight type details when it comes to this shoe right here. But when it came to the Fire Red, so it released in 1989, and then there has been multiple releases when it comes to the Fire Red. So there was the first one that took place in 2006, and then there's the one that took place in 2012. I want to say the 2006 one was probably one of my favorites because it actually has a little embedded Mars Blackman right there. I actually had that shoe. So I originally had that shoe way back then. I never wore it. That's one shoe I kept in the FC Sneaker Factory, never wore. And then later on, eventually down the road, I sold it. And I'm pretty sure I made a profit because, you know, you really couldn't find that shoe at that time, especially DS. I haven't really had a chance to look for it lately. But since I have this one, there's really no reason for me to go back and get the Mars Blackman Jordan 4. But it was definitely a cool little touch when it came to that one. But I did notice when that shoe did age, this started slightly fading, this rubber part. So that was a thing to look out for. So this one right here, though, that you're staring at in front of you, the 2020, this shoe actually released on November 28th, 2020. And I can't believe that. Like, when I look at this shoe, because I remember this is a shoe I actually wore. I know you're probably almost having a heart attack, so snap out of it. Yes, this is a shoe that I actually have wore. But let's take a look at this one right here. Beautiful shoe, very iconic colorway. Hey, and this actually released, I can't believe, in 2020 in November. So I'm actually doing a November sneaker profile on a shoe that was actually released, 3 years ago, actually this month. So what do you, go figure that. Now let's take a look at these amazing details when it comes to this shoe. You do have that nice, beautiful white leather when it comes to this one. It's not tumble. It's actually kind of a smooth type leather, but it goes throughout the toe box, goes throughout all the lateral side of the shoe, right here on the very upper part of the lateral part. So it's all that nice smooth leather going throughout the entire lateral part. But you do have this nice black rubber piece. And this is the part I want to say when it came to like the older fours, or I guess you can say, like, as you hold on to the shoe, this is the part that I see from past experience to discolor a little bit. But you do have that all white guard, but inside that guard you do have a nice black nylon material. More of this, I love this, more of that nice white leather going through the shoelaces, but you do have this red rubber for the shoelaces as well, right? Especially on the very top right here. Very nice. I love that color. I'm glad they put it as red because it definitely makes the shoe stand out. You do have a nice little piece right here when it comes to the lateral side, but you do have a nice light gray rubber right there, but you also have this beautiful red, that fire red rubber midsole. Just above that, you have a nice black little hit right there when it comes to the midsole, and also a black hit that goes throughout towards the rear part of the shoe. Right here, you do have the nice white piece when it comes to the midsole, but you have that all white air unit, and then of course this light gray outsole leading towards the rear. So my favorite part though right here when it comes to this particular Jordan, or I should say Air Jordan 4. Okay, so when it came to the Mars Blackman actually had the Jumpman. From what I remember, it had the Jumpman, which isn't the greatest, right? But I always love the Nike Air when it comes to the original colorways. Just seeing it just makes perfect sense, and I'm glad they brought it back with this one. But you see that the Nike Air in the red, you have that all black guard when it comes to the rear part, the nice smooth white leather right here just below, and of course you got that nice light gray outsole, white midsole, and then just above that, that beautiful black midsole as well. All right, medial side. Medial side is looking identical as your lateral side. I mean, pretty much, or it is the exact identical. All white smooth leather when it comes to the medial side. You do have that nice black rubber guard right here. And then, of course, that beautiful red guard when it comes to the shoelaces. Red guard just below right here on the very lower portion of the shoelaces. But you have that beautiful white leather, that smooth leather that goes throughout the medial side. The white guard right here on this side panel, but you do have that black mesh that's going on underneath that guard. And then of course you see that the same midsole as we got as the lateral side, the black going through, the all white right here just below the black, the all white air unit, the light gray outsole that's going towards the rear part, and then that continuation of that nice red outsole, but then going towards the toe box as well. The nice light gray outsole going towards the toe box. Beautiful though. Let's look at that front part. That's what you see when you're staring directly at the front of the shoe. Gorgeous. Let's take a look at that outsole. I want to say I wore this twice, but you do have that nice light gray outsole at the very rear part of the shoe, but then you have that nice white with the Nike hidden red with the swoosh, and then you got a little bit of a portion going on with the red, that fire red, and then a little bit of the white, and then also tapering at the very top with that light gray toe or outsole going towards the toe box. Now my favorite part, I just love looking at staring at the top of my shoe right there. You see that white toe box and that smooth white leather, and then you got this nice white guard going through the entire tongue, but you do have that black mesh going on underneath the guard, but you have the white laces, the white beautiful tongue, and of course I love that symbol with the Nike, or I'm sorry, with the Jumpman in red, that beautiful flight in black, and in that all white tag. I love that. I just absolutely love that. Beautiful red interior when it comes to ankle support, black insole, the Nike check, and the Air in red, and then underneath the tongue, let's see, or I should say behind the tongue, is a Air Jordan, and in the red underneath the tongue. So gorgeous. I love it. Great shoe. I love this shoe on foot. Not a big fan of this shoe wearing it with shorts, but I'm a big fan of this wearing it with actual jeans. It just sits really well, especially if your jeans are done right. They're not freaking oversized where they're covering your entire shoe. You're actually exposing the shoe, showing it. But my favorite part though right here, I love that, is the Jumpman with the flight. I actually have this shirt, and I purchased it a long time ago when it first released. All white tee with the Jumpman, with the OG Jumpman and the flight underneath. It's actually a large. I don't really wear it very often. It's actually in stored away, but just a beautiful tee. I'm hoping they release that again because it's just a classic tee. I love that tee. But what do you think about that one? What do you think about the Air Jordan 4 Fire Red? Amazing colorway. I love the Nike Air in the back. Of course, it just means the most when it actually has that. But is this one in your collection? Is this a shoe that you just have on your rotation? Definitely drop a comment down below. Let me know. But of course, right here, the book is shut on this one. The book is shut on sneaker profiles. 251. But you know what? Don't worry. I know your heart's breaking. I'll be back in a couple of days. But just to keep that appetite filled, I am dropping a sneaker short on this one tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Check out to see what song I have playing with that one. Would love to know about that. I'd appreciate that if you tune into that. Thank you so much for tuning into this. And I know those beautiful doors from the FC Sneaker Factory about to close. But you see Mr. Wonderful just below, before those stores are about to shut in front of your beautiful faces, telling you, you don't have to go home, but you have to get the hell out of the FC Sneaker Factory. I'll see you in a couple of days, and I know I'll hear these beautiful words at the end of tonight, because I am going to be with one of the beautiful ladies. And she's going to tell me, of course, Mr. Wonderful Floyd, you are too damn